Hello and good day, misadventurers, or evening, wherever you are in the world. My name is Kat Kruger, and my pronouns are she, her. I'm usually the dungeon master here at D20 Dames, but our channel on Twitch has uh, primarily been some of the Dames streaming downtime, and that means different things for different Dames. And we've also got Jen Vaughn running. Brindlewood Bay, which will also be appearing on, which has been appearing on our podcast feed. We've got a whole bunch of new content sort of lined up in the next little bit. And right now, I am continuing to play Apothecaria by Anna Blackwell. It's called a solo potion making RPG. It involves a deck of standard playing cards, and from this, there are a bunch of writing prompts. And so part of the game is essentially split up into two parts. One is the potion making. Um, so I'm playing Maisie, the village witch, in a village called High Rannoch. And I'm here because the former village witch has disappeared. So I'm healing the villagers here. Pretty much every week there's some new ailment, and I have to go either forage in the local area or um, I've been building up my cottage with. I now have. It started off with a little starter garden plot. I now have a greenhouse, so I have access to six different reagents at this point, just on hand whenever I need it. I've also been sort of gathering reagents and storing them in the cottage as I sort of explore and forage. Um, what are some other things about the game? So we're also trying to figure out what actually happened to the former village witch, and there are four tables that we've been going through, and those are also writing prompts. And as a novice witch, I didn't get a lot of clues, and then I sort of worked my way up. Now I am an advanced witch, and trying to figure out what exactly happened to her. So what we've discovered so far is that she was a tasseomancer, and also was trying to go to the celestial plane uh, for a solstice of some sort. And we also discovered that she needed to bring a celestial sundial with her, and she may not have had one on hand, and maybe that's why she disappeared. Um, I believe in our last session we did discover um, in Heroes Hollow, which is a nearby dungeon built in the bones of a fallen thorn dragon. Um, and we did discover an adventurer who was trying to deliver a parcel to Dahlia, the former witch, in which she I believe there was a celestial sundial in the package. Um, so now we are in possession of that. Other important things to note: I have a familiar named Pinecone. It is a Kodama because I found it in the forest, and I just decided it would be a little um, cute little forest spirit, and that is part of the reason why I focused a lot of my attention on trying to get a greenhouse, because I wanted Pinecone to have a place to sort of live. Hi, Andy. It is not too hot here today. However, there are wildfires everywhere around. Um, so the air quality is really terrible. Cannot open any windows, and my internet has been kind of spotty since yesterday. Um, I think it's probably because of the wildfires. So there is a chance that the stream may get cut short or kind of come in and out. I was recording yesterday with the Dames, and my internet did go out at one point. So we shall see. Um, but yeah, I think a lot really happened in the last session, particularly because we finished up at Heroes Hollow in that dungeon, and we met at the very end. What was it? The Lord of Underdark or Underworld or something, and then they invited us to dinner um, in a place called the Strange. So we opened up another area. Um, when we started off in the game, we had access to, I think it was just four locations, and one of them was Meltwater Loch, in which there was a Loch Ness type creature that was suffering from shattered tooth and um, couldn't cure this beast right away because it was an ailment that was an advanced ailment, and it was also rather large. So we needed 10 of each reagents in order to make 10 potions for this beast. Eventually, we did cure it, and it opened up uh, Dreamwater Depths, which we've already explored. Um, so I believe there's only one location that's unlocked right now, and that is the bog. And I need to purchase a coracle in order to explore that area. However, I would really like to check out the Strange and have this dinner with this, this strange shadowy figure. Um, and maybe we'll be able to figure out exactly what happened with Dahlia, the former village witch, which would be really cool. The other thing that happened in the last episode, in the last stream, was every 13 weeks there is a festival in High Rannoch, the village where we're staying, and so this was our third festival. It was Boggles Night, and basically Halloween, except could actually summon or welcome in spirits. So Pinecone had a very important role because as a forest spirit, it you know understood the spirits very well. Um, Burned an effigy of the Thorn Drag or of the Basbara, welcomed the spirits. Uh, we also noticed that some of the spirits had been gone for so long that they didn't have any um, ancestors in the village to hang out with. So uh, Maisie recruited some of the skeleton pirates that she had met at Meltwater Loch to sort of hang out with the spirits and just, ensure that they were having a good time also. It's quite a um, fun activity. I'm really enjoying a lot of the downtime. Um, did I also get? I think I also got a crown. I did get a crown. So I got a crown of bones because I was crowned the spookiest soul at the festival, and so it allows me to forage for animal reagents a little bit more easily. Um, and there was also a very like touching moment where the villagers were so thankful to Dahlia, Maisie, for all the work that I've done here as a village witch, which reminds me I need to add 100 silver pieces to my coffers here. Um, so I'm up to 286, which means I might be able to buy a coracle and then open up the bog. Yes, burned paper items for the spirits. It's sort of like I think what I'm enjoying about this game is because it's so open. The writing prompts just allow you to be as creative as you want to be, and I drew from some of my own culture. With um, in Chinese culture, there's burning of paper items or for spirits, and so yeah, added that little bit to Boggles Night. Okay, I am checking here right now because I just want to see. Okay, I just need to cure one more patient and then I become an expert witch. And I did think that I was going to at least cure one more villager before heading off to meet the Lord of the Underworld Dark. I can't remember what it is in the Strange. Um, because I think this is probably like we're in the end game right now, and I'm really hopeful that if we go into the Strange, we'll actually find out what happened to Dahlia. Okay, and what I was looking for was the coracle. I'm not sure. So if you haven't been following along, you don't actually need to be caught up. Also, this is a super cozy game. It's really low key, low stakes. Except maybe what might have happened to the former village witch, because it seems like she might have got um, caught up in some sort of celestial portal. Maybe she's trapped, or maybe something else happened to her. Coracle. Oh, here it is. Coracle only costs 70 silver, and that allows us to navigate through Blastfire Bog. So I think if we decide that we're going to go into Blastfire Bog, we'll do that. However, right now I'm going to shuffle my deck and look at curing a villager of an ailment so that we can hopefully bring our reputation up to 33 and become an expert witch, which was also one of my goals before finishing up the game. Okay. Am I saying? Oh, okay. Yes, sorry about that. It's probably so coracle. It is probably not being captured on the word web captioner very well. All right. So coracle. So it is it's like it's sort of like a raft, I guess. It, it's a I'm just looking up the specific um, description here. So it is a small, rounded, lightweight boat traditionally used in Wales, um, and that is that is why um, that is how we would be able to get through the bog. Coracle, yes, CO. That's right, Andy. Coracle is spelled exactly that way. Coracle. I'll have to add that to my. It's one of those words that I didn't think would come up, and then didn't put it into the web captioner. But I did add misadventurer, so we'll see if that comes up. Oh, look at that! It missed an R, but it's getting closer. All right. So here we go. I'm gonna draw a card. We got a 9. I'm gonna go into advanced ailments and see what pulled up here. Oh my gosh, we pulled this one before, and just thinking now. Yeah, Andy, the coracle is basically a specialty bog boat. It's kind of like a raft, except it's rounded and it actually has like sort of like a lip, so that, I guess water and things don't come in. Um, Gosh. Okay, so I pulled Fairy Fever again, and our favorite Lord Fancy Pants has messed around with fairies so often, and I kind of feel like it's gonna be him again. No, I won't do it. I'm gonna make it Bildad. It just seems like a Bildad thing. So Bildad, for anyone who hasn't been following along, is basically an NPC villager, and I've based him off of um, D20 Dames in our first campaign, the Good Fortune campaign. We started off in it's a D&D campaign, and we started off in the setting for Lost Mines of Phandelver. And in Phandalin, there's a character named Sildar Hallwinter, um, who was played by Brittany Leonagay, and she just like ran with this whole like older retired Disney prince, um, and that's essentially become town councilor and has a whole bunch of kids. And so Bildad is based on Sildar, who became Sildad or Rad Dad um, in our world. All right, so I am going to say that this is Bildad. So what I do is I'm going to write my journal, and then I'll do a little bit of role play, sort of like a Spella Health consult. I think I put that Bildad's job was town council or mayor or something. I can't remember. Mayor question mark. Oopsie. Okay. So I think Maisie is probably in the greenhouse. I think she spends a lot of time now tending to what is what's growing in the greenhouse, and that's where Pinecone lives too. So it's sort of like visiting with her familiar. Um, and They're in the greenhouse, and she sees Bildad, sort of like his figure, um, walking um, around the premises, just sort of skulking around. And and so she just sort of calls out, um, Bildad, we're in here. Um, oh, no, uh, not a ghost. We're in the greenhouse. Yeah, come on through. What seems to be the problem? Oh my. Um, um, you're you're a fairy now. Oh, my dear Sildar, Bildad. Um, I think you've caught a bit of a fairy fever. I've seen this most recently with Lord Persimmon uh, Snowshoe. Um, oh my gosh. Um, um, you need to get into the. Um, no, I don't think you're going to stay in the cottage though. Um, all right, my fairy friend. Um, you have entered into a fairy greenhouse. As you will see, there's lots of vegetation and oh, and look here, pinecone is also a spirit of the forest. Perhaps um, perhaps you might warm yourself in um, this fey wonderland while I go look for reagents to assist you. Um, so yeah, Bildad has fairy fever, which in the journal here, written in Dahlia's voice, it says makes the afflicted believe they are a fairy, usually accompanied by hypothermia and broken legs from the scant clothing and belief they can fly. So I think Maisie is just making sure that there's no like ledges that he can climb up on before she leaves. Um, and yeah, so she's going to take a look at her own inventory to see um, if there are items that we can pull from the greenhouse or um, the garden plot before we go foraging. So we need to find tags of senses, cold, bones, and sweet. Now, sweet is easy because we have a whole garden plot full of songberries. Um, Now we need to find senses, which is a 3-star um, reagent, and 3 stars is one of the most difficult. It's a 1 to 3 rating. Um, so hopefully we have something to cover that. So I'm just going to take a look here. And I need to go into, let's see, Driftwood Memories, I think is in water. That's not good enough. What else has senses? Ambergris. That sounds like one that will be 3 stars. Yes. So we have ambergris, which I'm going to remove from my list of collected reagents or reduce it. And whoops. Now I have to look for cold with a 2 rating and bones with a 2 rating. Bones, wild rose, probably in Glenwood Grove. No. Oh, yes, 2. Okay. Thankfully, we have some of that because oh no, it's easier to harvest in the summer. Oh, that's fine. Wild rose. Reduce that by 1. Next is bones. Let's see. That's also a 2-star rating one. And it doesn't look like we have anything that helps with the bones tag. So that's fine because our timer is 8. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a look at where we can get a 2-star bones reagent. Wait, Wild Rose was actually for bones. I was looking for cold. Hmm. Here we go. Jumpkin. Oh, actually, ambergris also helps with cold, so that's fine. We actually have everything we need. I am instead going to take the opportunity to go forage somewhere for something else that we don't have, something difficult. Hmm. Okay, so I'm going to just look for anything that has a 3-star that I don't have. So I've got Snake's Promise. I'm pretty sure we've got Amethyst Antlers. Wigfish. Snake Ivy. Jumpkin. Nimbus fish. Ambergris. Trying to find things that we don't. Okay, we don't have. Do we have glacier moss? No. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to glacier moss is it's a 3-star rating. It's plant, and thankfully with I have a flower crown, so that reduces foraging by 2 points. It is in the mountain, and it cures tags that have dehydration and lungs, which I don't think I have a lot of. So I'm going to just spend a little time foraging. I think I'll like brew the potion for. Oh, and right away I got a joker. So I'm going to resolve this. What this means is, hello Dane, happy Monday. You just joined right as I pulled a joker, which means we get another clue about the witch. However, I'm in the middle of trying to cure Bill's dad from fairy fever. He's currently holed up in the greenhouse where I've left him um, under the, you know, sort of just trying to make him believe that the greenhouse is like a fairy haven, a fairy wonderland. So I will resolve that joker in a moment. But I just wanted to also grab a few 3-star reagents to add to my list. And I need to get a if I collect it from the aisles, it's I need a 4 or higher because it's a 6. So 1 4 is a success. Another 4 success. 3 is a fail. 6 is a success. Probably try to get 1 more. And an 8 is a success. All right, so I collected 1, 2, 3, 4 glacier moss. And again, that cures dehydration and lungs. Okay, so I'm going to go back into my journal here and try to figure out a good name for this fairy fever cure, which I think Maisie decided that she wasn't going to use whatever it was she used on Lord Persimmon Snowshoe for this cure. Um, she's he's given her such a hard time that she just doesn't want to use the same thing on, a friend from the village. So we have fairy fever. Um, it it affects senses, cold, bones, and requires a lot of sweet. So for that, we've added ambergris, wild rose, and songberries. So what do you think we can call this potion? Um, something with the rose. It's like rose and gris is gray. Um, then there's amber too. But then there's also the idea of like wild and wilderness and song. Oh yeah, lukewarm. Um, Maybe it's like a rose bath, cold rose bath. Yeah, I like that. All right. Now, one thing is that we added so much sweet that adds, what is it, 4? Let me just double check here. It's been a while since we've done this. I can't remember if it's 1 point of sweet for each. I think it's just 1 point. Oh, each point of sweet actually increases it by 4 silver. Okay. So that is 42 silver for this potion. I feel like we're really um, taking a lot from Bildad here. Ah, oh my gosh. All right. And we've got reputation is 33. Okay, so that means our reputation is 33, which means we are now expert witch, which is awesome. Um, one of the goals of the game for me was to do that. I think Maisie goes back and finds Bildad, you know, I guess like sort of dancing around the greenhouse, um, and she comes in and uh, just says, uh, "Here you go, a beverage um, for your stay here in the Fey Wonderland." Um, and she hands it over to Bildad, who quaffs it gently. And then I think Bildad just sort of freezes for a moment, um, holding this. Yes, it would be great to see Bildad as a fairy, just like flitting around. And I think as soon as he quaffs the potion and it, goes through his body, he just sort of freezes and looks around, just with his eyes, and straightens out and says, "Oh," and he just Maisie says, uh, "Yes, it happens. Don't you worry." And it's probably gone around because of Lord Persimmon Snowshoe, um, and she just takes her bottle back and she just says, "Won't mention a word of it to anyone, but feel free to continue your exploration of the greenhouse if you wish. Pinecone is always happy to have company." And she just says, "I'll see you in the village." Um, and that is that uh, cure. I'm just gonna take a look now to see. Okay, so there's one more table um, here. Oh, the table for the clues for the what happened to the former village witch is actually called the finale. So we have some prompts here. I do need to resolve this Joker card. So I'm just going to take a moment here to go into my journal and add a page. Grab my little mushroom. I do hope we get to go to the strange before anything actually gets resolved. All right, and then I'm going to pull a card, and this is an ace. And the prompt says, oh my gosh, you find a sign that the witch is either alive or dead. What is the sign? Are they alive? Flip a coin if you wish to leave it up to chance. Oh no, I don't know. I'm like looking for a coin here. I don't have a coin, but I do have a d20, of course. I think I'm going to say that odds are odd number means she's dead. Even number is she's alive. I don't know if you can see this. It's a 5. Oh no, I'm kind of sad. Um, Now I have to figure out how I find out this information. All right, it's just a sign though. So it is possible that, this could be not accurate information. Yeah. Oh gosh, I don't know how we discover this sign though. Maybe I'm gonna say that um, we're heading in because I think the next thing I wanted to do is actually go to the Strange. So there's a portal um, somewhere around Heroes Hollow. Um, so I think as we're heading to this portal, Maisie sees something, um, which maybe triggers a vision. Let me just take a look at this Strange just to see what the description is. Okay, so in the Strange, in what the witch had, what Dolly had written in her description was a land of friendly demons, errant magic, and impossible structures. After the initial confusion of entering such a place, it can actually be quite quaint. Just follow the rules and be a good guest while in the realm. Oh, and be careful with what you eat. The demons here like to play pranks on unassuming mortals. Yeah, I like the idea of stepping through the portal and then triggering the vision, um, which could also, because it is a strange portal with demons, maybe this is a not for real. Okay, so I'm gonna just write in my journal before um, reading reading these thoughts. So, Maisie writes, eager to meet with the dark ruler of the Underlands, I put on my crown of bones and dressed in my finest dress for dinner, before heading to the portal for the strange. As Pinecone and I stepped through, I noticed a broken sundial of sorts. Suddenly I was struck by a vision of Dahlia attempting to use the sundial when she was consumed by a cloud of stars. They burst into a blindingly bright explosion, and all that was left of her was the burnt and broken sundial on the ground. My heart sank as I emerged from the portal into the strange. Could she have survived? Um, yeah, so I left it open because the prompt did say it was just a sign. Um, so I think it seems like you know, she was taken out in an explosion, but we shall see. Um, However, now Maisie is in. Yes, it is cliffhangery. And actually, on that note, I was going to say that so we're in the strange. I am going to take a 10-minute break here just to freshen up my water and take a bio break. And then when we come back, we are going to explore the strange. So it is a land of the Lord of the, what was it? Underlands, and a bunch of demons live here, and hopefully we find some more information about um, Dahlia. And if not, we're just going to explore this cool plane. All right, so I will be back in approximately 10 minutes. All right. Hello, and we're back in the second half. We're going to be exploring the strange. We in the first half, Maisie cured an ailment and then was making her way to the strange um, when she discovered signs that the former village witch, Dahlia, possibly may be dead. Um, she'd been using some sort of sundial, probably some type of celestial sundial, and then there was like a cloud of stars that kind of absorbed her and exploded, and all that was left was the burnt and broken sundial. So that is our first major clue in the finale part of this game, and we're just now entering into the strange by invitation of the Lord of the Underlands, whom we had met in Heroes Hollow in the last stream. So as we enter here, I will read again what Dolly had written about this place. It's a land of friendly demons, errant magic, and impossible structures. After the initial confusion of entering such a place, it can actually be quite quaint. Just follow the rules and be a good guest while in the realm. Oh, and be careful with what you eat. The demons here like to play pranks on unassuming mortals. It keeps thinking underpants, not underpants. That's amazing. Lord of Underpants. All right. So the first thing I'm going to do is draw a card here, and I got a 5. So the writing prompt is um, out past the wall of the town, you come across a colorful camp of mechanical people with strange glass boxes for heads. They cannot speak. Instead, they show you a video. What do they show you? What do you think they mean? Every time you get this result, write about the strange conversations you have with them. That is interesting. Gosh. Hmm. Well, part of this is, me thinking, why are they outside the wall of the town? They're also very colorful. Hmm. I think I I think because they're outside of town, they're like instructional videos or guides. So every time you visit, they give you more information based on how much you already know. So I think the first video I get is going to be um, like a tourist, welcome to the strange, and just like one of those old-timey tourist videos. Yeah, he got sidetracked with underpants. Absolutely. I'm picturing like a really, really corny, like, I don't know, like 1950s style tourism, um, welcome to Tomorrowland type of video. Except, in the background it's just like demons and fire and all of that. So, um, all right, and that's what I'm gonna go with right now. So I'll write in my journal and then I'll read it after. Okay. So Maisie writes, just outside the wall, we met a colorful camp of automatons with glass boxes for heads. One approached us on the road into town. Rather than speak, its head displayed a theatrical performance of sorts. A voice greeted us with "Welcome to the strange," before showing scenes from behind the wall of impossible structures, demonic citizens, and wild but wonderful magic. It was quite over the top, but Pinecone was engrossed by the display and asked for it to be played again. After the third viewing, I had to encourage Pinecone to see the real thing. Um, all right, so we have these automatons that are like little greeter instructional creatures on the outside of the wall here. It's rather silly, but I love it. All right, we're going to take a look at uh, um, another prompt here. So I drew an 8. And just as a reminder, we have up to 13 turns here. Otherwise, the villagers get frustrated with the village witch and we lose reputation. I don't want to go back to being an advanced witch quite yet. Oh, interesting. So, number 8, a mechanical person with a glass head stops you and plays you a short video that shows the location of a reagent. Draw a card and treat it as any reagent of that value. All right. So, before we part ways, I guess we get we get a prize for watching the same video 3 times, I guess. Um, draw a card. Oh my gosh. Okay, so I got a Joker again. So I'm going to put this aside for a moment. Um, and I have an ace, so that means the reagent that I get is only a 1 value. So that's going to be a little difficult to find. Or maybe it'll be easy. Where do we want to do this? I think what is in the strange? Liquid fire is magic. No, it has to be a value of 1. Okay. That might be hard to find. Is there anything that just has a 1 value? Yep, 1 in the lock. Driftwood memories. Or wigfish. Wigfish is worth more, so I might do that one. I think that might be it. Oh wait, there's shield cap also, but that's super easy to get. Okay, so I'm gonna do wigfish. So a mechanical person with a glass head, Andy. So yeah, it's the same. It's the same as these automatons. Um, do I have any wigfish right now? No. So I'm gonna add 1 wigfish, which has mood sleep in here as tags. Okay. So then I'm going to write my journal entry for this, and then need to resolve the Joker card as well. All right. All right. So Maisie has written, before we parted ways, another automaton showed us moving pictures in its glass head, which revealed the location of some wig fish that someone had left behind. And now we resolve the Joker card. There is a possibility that this might actually be our last session because if we figure out what happens with the witch, with the former witch, this could be it. I was not expecting this to happen though. All right, I drew a 6. And what does it say here? The witch's luggage returns through the mail. They were supposed to come back today. There's a return address. Okay. So this is an odd thing because we're in the middle of, I know, sorry. We're in the middle of the strange, and I think maybe I'm going to write in that that these automatons have a means of communicating what's going on in the other plane, I guess, in Hyranak. Um, so so I think there's going to be another automaton that comes up, shows what's going on, and shows the return address, and I just have to figure out what that return address is. I just feel like, yeah, I do feel like because of all of everything that's happening right now, that maybe we just try to resolve what has happened to which right here. Um, okay. All right. Yet another automaton approached, this time showing images of my cottage in High Rannoch. A suitcase was dropped off. The name tag on it belongs to Dahlia Blood Moon. I left the cottage in the care of Theodulf while I was away, and he notes to the mail carrier that Dahlia was supposed to return today. The return address on the luggage is the Strange. Okay, so I think I'm going to I think what I'll do is I'll draw a card for the Strange and then draw a card on the finale table to just sort of go back and forth and resolve what happened to Dahlia. I've got an 8 now. I'm going to skip that one because we already drew that. It's just another reagent. Okay, Jack. There we go. You wander through some chain link curtains and find yourself in some sort of arena. The crowd goes wild and the gate slams shut behind you. Describe your opponent. What is the contest? An epic fight, a game of tail tag, chess, or something stranger? How does it go? Oh my gosh. I think because there's like a lot of errant magic going on in this place, I think it's going to be like a wild magic arena. And it's just a competition to see who can come up with the strangest um, magical creation. Um, and I think what I'll do is I will draw uh, one for me and one for the opponent. Oh, I think I know what I'm going to do here too. All right, so one for me is a 4. My opponent gets a Jack, so my opponent is going to win. Okay. Um, so we raced into the walled town, eager to find what may have happened to Dahlia. No sooner did we enter than we passed through a chain link curtain. A gate slammed behind us as a crowd-filled arena burst into cheers. From the other side emerged a hooded figure whose hands glowed with magic. An incorporeal voice announced a wild magic competition to create the strangest beasts. Confused, I did my best with my reagents and tools I had on hand to summon a living snapdragon. But I was no competition for the creature my opponent drew forth. Um, but I was no competition for the creature my opponent drew forth with their wild magic, a chimera made up of various types of tea leaves. Okay, next. Um, I think, let's see, do I draw another card or do I just try to resolve this? Okay, I am going to say that I'm going to draw another from the finale. And this is it says the witch's familiar comes to you for help. If you already know them, something's finally made them open up. What does it need and why now? Just going to take a look at the list of familiars here. Hmm. Maybe I'll just draw a card to see what familiar. So I drew an 8, which means her familiar is an insect of some sort. Could be a spider, beetle, moth, and it's a hunter type. So I'm gonna say it's a moth, just to. It is the last session. I was absolutely not expecting this at all. Um, so she's got a moth, and I think the moth sort of flies up to Maisie and whispers what's happening at the end of the competition. just I don't know if I'm just going around here. I'm going to take a look at some of the ailments here and reagents. I think there might be some from memory. Okay, nothing from memory. And the last thing I'm going to look up is maybe any expert ailments. There might be something I could draw from here. We might run slightly over time just so that we can wrap this up. Hmm. Um, I think I'm just going to say that because Maisie is now an expert, which she's able to mix up a reagent that can cure this amnesia. Okay, so jumping ahead, I guess. So I'm going to start reading here and then wrap it up. So at the end of the competition, a moth fluttered by to whisper desperately. It was Dahlia's familiar. There had been a terrible explosion in which the witch lost her memory. She's been trapped in the strange, competing in the arenas ever since then. I was the first person to be able to enter the strange since. All right, last bit here. Um, when the crowd dispersed, I met my opponent behind the scenes, and indeed it was Dahlia. She seemed to recognize me, but couldn't quite place from where. I brewed a potion from our combined reagents to restore her memory, which resulted in a reunion with her familiar Rosie. Dahlia looked to me then, held my hand in hers, and with a squeeze said, I knew my divination with the tea leaves would be a blessing. Now, let's get back to our practice, if you'll stay on. After all, tea is best enjoyed with company. And that is the end of Apothecaria. Uh, Thank you so much for joining all the way to the end here. This was such a fun game. Again, it's Apothecaria by Anna Blackwell. You can get it online. I've got links all over the place um, if you follow on Patreon. Our Patreon is actually paused for building at the moment because we've been trying to figure out what we're doing next. We've got um, something in the works now. So you can find us on d20dames.com, and uh, we're running Brindle Bay and a whole bunch of other things coming up and some other surprises. Um, I'm so happy to have had everyone in chat helping along with the potions and names and just helping sort of decide what we were going to do sometimes. But yeah, this was quite a surprise to find out that this was going to be the last session. It just sort of like turned out that that things played out in just the right way. Um, and I think that was a really satisfying conclusion. So thank you so much. Um, I guess I'm gonna just have to figure out what I'm doing for next week's stream. Oh, I'm probably actually gonna play Cage, who's um, one of the friends of the Dames, and as Rage Cage Rugger on a lot of channels. She has written something called Delivered, which is it reminds me of Futurama. Um, it's a delivery solo RPG, so I think I'm going to do that one. It might be just 1 or 2 sessions just before I do something else longer again. So yeah, I'm going to go buy that now. All right. Thanks again for joining along. I hope you'll come next week to check out Delivered. All right. So yeah, until next time, this adventure awaits.